Happy New Year. It is January 4th, and we just logged on to Riverside and realized that the last recording was December 7th. And we set out to do this weekly. And frankly, that feels like a huge fail. But I'm going to explain to you what happened, and there's a New Year's message in here. So December 11th, we switched our electronic health records. For any of you in the healthcare, chiropractic, any electronic health record space, you know that any data that you have in one platform migrating over to another is an absolute shit show. And so it was. And honestly, our practice manager is a gem, and it went about as good as it possibly could have, thanks to all of her work on the front end. But it was all hands on deck, and the passion projects got pushed to the side. And while we both kind of beat ourselves up over that a little bit, and I got to tell you, Lance nagged. I think Lance nagged me. I'm going to say nag, but it was really like a gentle push.
It was a nag.
You nagged me. You freaking nagged me for like 4 weeks.
Didn't work.
It didn't work. Well, it didn't work because I was doing 14-hour days, and when I should have been working out at 6 a.m., I was in front of a computer at 6 a.m. But those are the things that you do. You know, we talk about grit, and we talk about what you have to do as a business owner. And that was what we had to do as a business owner. And so there are seasons where you kind of dig in and have to do the work. And that was one of those seasons. And so it is okay to let certain things slide. And I guess that's the justification to myself. So I let this passion project slide because I literally had no bandwidth to do anything because computer work drains me. A lot of computer work drains me. And I gave up my workouts for whatever, a solid week. And actually, that's probably why I wound up in the ER. That also happened. I forget what day. It was right before family came for 2 weeks.
23rd.
It was the 23rd. Family came for 2 weeks. I was doing a back squat. I pulled my QL a while ago because I was not getting regularly adjusted. That feels absolutely fucking shameful to say as a chiropractor.
You were stressed.
Because I was stressed. I was too busy, and I didn't make the time to walk down the stupid hallway to get an adjustment. And I paid the price. So anyway, I was sitting more. I was inactive. I wasn't working out. I wasn't getting adjusted. But I justified it because now our new EHR is delightful. And anyway, all that to say, I had a point to all of this. So things sometimes fall apart. I wound up in the ER doing a back squat. I hit the ground. I had to call my husband to come get me. I wound up on Flexeril. It was bad. Things happen for us. It was an opportunity to remember or to understand what some patients are dealing with. It freaking sucked. I was in it. And that was, family had just come in. We had about 12 people who kind of overlapped each other, and some all at the same time, from December 23rd through yesterday. This morning? Through this morning.
Yeah,
Today's through 4 a.m. So kind of like thinking about pulling myself back into this room and doing this thing that Lance has so much to share, and I freaking talk nonstop. Anyway, thinking about pulling back into this room, it's like there's lots of business topics to talk about, but really I was just feeling resistant to talk about anything nuts and bolts and project, or I don't know, pragmatic, and really just felt pulled to be honest with how I'm feeling about the new year. Because there's this pressure to feel so motivated, and the new year, the new you, the what are your goals? And we do have a word, and we have sat down and we have done all this work, but all of the outside things that kind of happened in the last 2 weeks left me with this kind of sinking feeling that I haven't been doing the work that I should, even though I'm making excuses. I don't know. It's this weird place where you feel like you're supposed to be super motivated, and there's pressure. There's pressure to do things in the new year. And the reality of it is, it's as simple as jumping back into a rhythm. And I think sometimes we think of the new year, the new you, all of this like huge shit that we have to do and we have to become and we have to feel and emote and post about, but you really don't. You just kind of have to flow back into your rhythms, or create new rhythms. So we're going to flow back into our rhythms. And so that started today with meal prep.
Oh, meal prep.
And this podcast. Like simple little things that make you feel like you're in control of your life. Prepping your food, tracking your macros, getting back to the gym.
It's crazy how you can do something like every day, every week, every month for 11 and a half months. And then you take a few days off.
And everything goes to shit.
And everything just goes away. So being able to get back into that. But I think the combination of trying to get back into it as well as the pressure that you put on yourself to like have this massive back at it, let's hit the ground running, huge goals, which are great, but you're not going to hit those goals January 1st or even in January, really. You just have to be able to dive back into what you know works and get back into it, because you have to take time off. You have to reset. You have to recalibrate. You have to recreate yourself. You have to step away from it. And a lot of times that adds perspective. So when you are ramping things back up, you get to revisit some of the things that you've been doing and say, hey, do I need to change anything about the routine that I was following? Should I add something in, or should I just get right back into it? And that's going to keep rolling right along. So I think that's more what we need to be focusing on, is that side of it.
So we did.
Yeah.
We jumped back into those little steps that make us feel like we are in control.
Productive.
Then I was able to pull out our agenda from our business planning that we had early in December and kind of look at what that strategic plan looked like. And
forgot we did
it. We did. A lot has happened in the last 4 weeks.
We did it and then everything changed.
We did it and then everything changed, and that's great. But coming back to center, and we realized, kind of reviewing those notes, picking a word for the year was really interesting for us, and our word wound up being stretch. And so, you hear people say, like, if you're the same person the next year that you were the previous year, you're not doing something right. Right? I don't want to be the same version of me.
You missed an opportunity.
You missed an opportunity. I don't want to be the same version of me next year that I am sitting here today. Sure. And I feel like, aside from, business metrics improving and, there were lots of changes, but I feel like I could have stretched myself more in 2025 than I did. And so we kind of both feel like we coasted a little bit. So our word is stretch. And so it's a good thing. It's uncomfortable. It creates resiliency.
It's a little more positive than push or drive, I think. It allows you to stretch what you think is possible as well as what you're capable of, and like really get after it without putting too much pressure on you.
Yeah. So that's the lens, right? The word is designed to be kind of a lens that you view opportunities and experiences through. So if it doesn't push us, if it doesn't stretch us,
stretch your comfort
zone. Is it
zone.
Worth it?
You only grow whenever you're pushing your comfort zone. And if you're not stretching the comfort zone, if you're still working out of the same zone that you've been in and working on the edge of that same zone year after year after year, you might be growing, but you're not really maximizing your potential. So if you can stretch that zone and push where you feel comfortable and where you start to hit that resistance and that growth, that's what stretching is about.
That's what stretching is about.
Push, stretch, grow.
And we have been really comfortable for too long, and growth has been steady up, and that's great, but we haven't really stretched. So this year is about rhythms that work. Your rhythms are your foundation. For Lance, it's his early morning workout. For me, it's 6 a.m. I'm a slacker. The two, it's tracking food. It's getting enough protein. It's, working out and getting adjusted so I don't wind up in the freaking ER with a pulled QL.
It's so many things that have really nothing to do with business directly, but at the same time, it provides the foundation for who you are and allows you to be the person that you have to be in order to achieve your goals within the business. And if you aren't focusing on those areas, and it's stuff that you can control, right? You can control what time you get up in the morning. There's a lot of things about business that are completely out of your control. And if you make those your primary focus for a goal, then you're leaving a lot of it up to chance. So you've got to make sure that you are trying to stretch and perform and do things that you can actually control.
Absolutely.
Because if not, you're going to set yourself up for failure.
Absolutely.
And we've learned that along the way.
Yeah. Yeah. So we are re-anchored in our rhythm and planning to stretch in the new year. And so just kind of invite you all to think about the rhythms that make you feel your best, whatever those rhythms are. If you have fallen out of them, get back to them. I will be seeing my 6 a.m. girls tomorrow morning, and I couldn't be more excited. Find out what those are. If you don't have them, they can be as simple as like drinking 100 ounces of water a day. Don't make huge promises in the new year to yourself. Don't do it. It's a setup. Make small rhythmic changes that you can keep and sustain like a drum beat every day, and it compounds, right? So find your rhythm. What are you looking forward to getting back to the most?
Oh, I don't know. I probably in the best version of myself when I am eating purposefully and moving and being active. And sometimes during the holidays, that doesn't happen.
Gosh, it makes you feel like such a slog.
Yeah.
But also, Lance touched on this earlier, like you have to be okay with checking out a little bit and give yourself grace to not do the things. I feel very conflicted about that. Almost every vacation we have that's not a super active vacation. Like if we're hiking a mountain, if we're doing something really active, I don't feel conflicted. But if we're doing a lot of sitting around, which is restorative, there's absolutely nothing wrong with sitting around. I tend to feel this kind
as
of
long as that's not your rhythm.
It's not my rhythm.
If your rhythm is sitting around doing nothing, then obviously at the end of the next 12 months, you're not going to make much progress.
For sure. Thank you for that perspective. Yeah. So that helps. It is lovely. I had a great time. We had such a nice time with family, and it has been never that they've all been here in North Carolina with us. So that was really special. And we got to spend time with nieces and my sister, and it's been really special. And we are excited to get back to our
routine and rhythm and growth and hitting goals and expanding and all the fun stuff.
So we're stretching 2026. If you don't hear us talking about the ways in which we are stretching, then we are incongruent. And I don't like being incongruent. Do you?
No. You need to find your comfort zone. You need to find the edge of it, and then you have to stretch beyond that. Because if you're not, then at the end of this 2026, you're going to be just the same.
You know what's funny? I just realized that's right behind us.
What?
I imagine that's flipped in the actual produced recording. That says wish, and it's crossed out, and it says do, and that has literally been our ethos forever. I don't know how that ties in. I think it ties in somewhere. It's right there. Wish and do. Wish in one hand, in the other. My grandfather used to say that. Happy New Year, everybody.